I roll and rock, rock and roll. I roll and rock, rock and roll.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I roll and rock and roll.
welcome to
Kicking up in a
Apex
brainstorm.
Investor.
I roll and rock and roll. I roll and rock and roll. I roll and rock and roll. Kicking up in a brainstorm. I roll and rock and roll. I roll and rock
Open
and
this
roll.
without-
I roll and rock and roll.
Okay, well,
Kicking
that
up in
didn't
a
work too well.
brainstorm. I roll and rock and roll. I roll and rock, kicking up in a brainstorm.
Okay, well, thank you for that intro. As you can see, as you can see now, you can see me. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the biggies. GameStop had a huge day today. AMC had a huge day today. Roblox coming up on Wednesday. It's going to rock the block, Roblox. It's going to rock Wall Street. So save up some money for that. That's going to go pretty high. We're going to see where it goes, but it's going to take off. So I'd load up right when the market opens on Wednesday. It's not going to stay down for too long. And Tesla, mandatory. Tesla's going down before it goes up. I love Tesla, but I have to say Tesla's going down before it goes up. Okay. So let's get to the value picks. Actually, we're going to start with the volume kings. Volume kings is first, coming right up. So before we start, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. What would Warren Buffett do? I'm simply a regular man. Well, not regular, but a normal guy who has great instincts. So remember what Warren Buffett said, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. And we want to invest in the stocks and these companies that we truly believe in. And if you can't see yourself holding a stock for 10 years, don't buy it. Don't even think about it. Don't even do it. Okay, so we're going to start with the value kings. That's our first, or value kings, the volume kings coming right up. Okay, so our first topic is volume kings. We have FTXP, Foothills Exploration Incorporated, is the volume king for percentage, 140% today. The overall volume kings, terms of numbers, is HCMC, our champ, over 4 billion volume today and was plus 13%. So congrats, HCMC. You're usually at the top anyway. We're going to move on to value picks now. Okay, here's our value picks of the day. Well, just one pick. This company is SLNO, Soleno Therapeutics. It's an American company, healthcare company. They do diagnostics and research. Let's look at their info here. It says that Soleno Therapeutics is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company. They focus on the development and commercialization of novel therapeutics for the treatment of rare diseases. Its lead candidate is diazoxide choline controlled release, DCCR, once a day oral tablet for the treatment of Prader-Willi syndrome, PWS. It's being evaluated in a phase 3 clinical development program. The company was formerly known as Capnia Incorporated and changed its name to Soleno. In May 2017, they had a collaboration with Vanderbilt University to discover and develop next-generation KATP channel activators for the treatment of rare diseases. Soleno Therapeutics was incorporated in 1999. Their headquarters are in Redwood City, California. So they've been around for over 20 years, 21, 22 years to be exact. So it's a good company. They've been around for quite a while, just in terms of longevity. Looking at their stats here, institutional ownership, 58.7%. That's great. I do understand though that this isn't always a good thing. I mean, this is good, and it's also it could be good or bad, depending on your viewpoint. Do you see it as the hedge funds, or do you see it as the money? So depending on your outlook, but whatever your outlook is, people are investing into it, and these aren't just nobodies. These are institutions, hedge funds, or otherwise with a lot of money behind them. So they've chosen to invest in this company for reasons that they want to invest into it. So the 52-week range was 130 to 439. And the price right now is 138. So that's a great buy at this price. There's an Apex investor approved stock. So I approve this one. RSI is at 26.75. It is oversold. The volume today was 14 million, and their average volume was usually 328,000. So if you want to just double your money, this will be one way to do it. If you buy it at 130, you will double your money most likely. So in the after hours, they're actually up 2 cents. So they're at $1.40. Looking at the historical chart, I can see right away that the support is around historical support 127, well under 130 up to $1.94. So anything under $2 is a great price. Again, $1.39, $1.40 is that's a fire sale. This is a great price. So that's support. So you're buying at support. And the resistance in this is the last 2 years, but we can see resistance is definitely around $3 and 326, 330. So you would more than double your money with this play. So this is a good play. If you're just wanting to double your money, this will double your money. Soleno Therapeutics. Okay, so let's move on to the meme stocks. The meme stocks. Okay, now we're looking at the meme stocks. GME had a massive day today. They went up as high as $210. Wow! So they really exploded today, and then they dipped to as low as 168 around 2 o'clock. It seems to dip around the same time. I don't know why, but between 1 to 2 p.m. it just seems to dip, and then went charging right back up to 190, 198, almost right back to 210. But it closed the day at 194 and 50 cents, and then after hours it went down just a smidge, like 85 cents. That's it. So we can expect this to continue its run tomorrow. It's gonna break the 200 barrier, and after that, I mean, there's really no looking back for this stock. Ever since the 24th, 25th, that's when the stock like woke up again, and it has never come back down to the 40s, 50s level. I mean, it was at 30 something at one point, 30. Right before it exploded, it was at, I think, $35, which was really insane when you think about it compared to where it is now. So it's just on a surge to the gamma squeeze, and then next stop short squeeze, this is only the precursor to the short squeeze. And last time when it was like loading up there, it was like bubbling. It was only under $100, and then it went up to 483. But this is only the beginning of it. This isn't even the gamma squeeze or the short squeeze. So if we're gonna use that as a comparison, so let's see, 100 was about 100 all the way to 400, 500. So that was about 5 times as much. So if we take that comparison to where we are right now, which is right around $200, multiply that by 5. 200 times 5 is 1,000. So like we were saying, for the longest time on Reddit and other places, $1,000 is not just realistic. That's the low ball. That's really, really low. The full potential of the stock is probably closer to just being realistic. Don't hate on me, Reddit, but actually probably around 5,000, 10,000, maybe even 50,000, perhaps 100,000. I know they're saying 500,000 is the new low, but being realistic, it probably isn't going to go to 500,000. I'm thinking 100,000 is actually more realistic. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but when you realize just how shorted this is, 100,000 is reasonable. But we just have to watch we have to watch this stock take off first, and then once it reaches the peak, that's when it's going to start dipping. But it's going to hit the peak. This short squeeze will last for at least 48 hours to as much as 72 hours, maybe longer. It's hard to predict exactly how long that duration will be. So GameStop, wow, massive day today. And they're saying, the reason it went up is because of the news about Ryan Cohen. But I mean, they already knew about that. I think they're just using that as an excuse to, try to explain it away when the truth is, if they actually reported the truth, they would have said that, well, there's no more shorts, there's no more shares to short. They're running out of shares to short, so they can't do much in terms of driving the price down. In my opinion, that's what's actually what is happening with GameStop and AMC. Actually, AMC I heard is it's 100% utilization. So they can't really do anything about it. They can't drive the price down, and I think GME is in the same scenario. So with AMC, let's look at GameStop had 63, just over 63 million volume today, and AMC had 111 million volume. And looking at the percentages, GameStop was up 41% by the end of the trading session. AMC was up 15%. So my decision to sell half my AMC shares and buy the GameStop shares was a good decision in retrospect, because as we can see day to day, week to week, GameStop is seeing higher highs, whereas AMC is seeing lower highs. So it's still going up, but it's just going up much in smaller increments and percentage wise as well. So AMC is trading at 9.29, and after hours is only down a smidgen as well, 16 cents. But for AMC, that's actually a lot when you take into account the ratio of the price of AMC to the price to GameStop. Okay. Yeah. So with AMC, we're going to see a gamma squeeze, a short squeeze, and when we look at the situation with AMC, just how much they were worth before what happened in February, the end of February, when it went up to $20. It was up at 20.36. We could see that it bubbled. It was bubbling. It was brewing at around $8. So practically doubled. So we can expect the same thing to happen with AMC, that it will most likely double, maybe triple. So it's going to go back to, I expect it'll go to 20, maybe 30. So that's $20 is a safe bet. It will go to 20, but will it go to 30? Probably will. Yeah. I mean, it might go to 40, might go to 50. I don't see it going past 1,000, 100. That could happen too. I mean, AMC is a good company. We can see that the news is very much positive about the theaters and about AMC opening up again, about business increasing. More people are going to the movies, especially this month with the new Godzilla versus Kong movie coming out. You have a whole slew of movies coming out this year. So I think they're going to want to open up those theaters and get people in the seats watching these massive movies that can only be truly appreciated on the big screen. Like Godzilla versus Kong is really that movie was made to be seen in IMAX and on a giant screen. Same goes for movies like Dune. What else? You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to talk about movies, but anyway, so that's with AMC. And Express was up. EXPR was up 63.82%. So that was a big winner today. I ended up sharing, sold my shares in that. But that's a good one. Costs, like all these meme stocks had a very good day today. Cost was up 27%. And even looking at the volume for Express, that was at 108 million. So I mean, that's pretty healthy too. Sundial was a healthy 204 million, but it was only up a little bit. But I would include them in the meme stocks, to be honest. They are part of the meme stocks. And B Square is up 23%. Who else do we have here that are the winners in the meme stocks? I think that's it. Okay, let's just keep going up till we. I'm looking for 20%. Oh, here we go. Ooh. Super League Gaming took a hit today, minus 20%. But this is a steal. This is a steal. I think this is going to go to double digits. Once they release the news, and if they do, I mean, who knows? But I feel like Ryan Cohen didn't just release that, didn't tweet that by accident. It's kind of obvious that those two things were related to SLGG, and specifically I think it's the lady that's involved with SLGG. She has a history of, uh, she's got a relation with the frog and the ice cream or the McDonald's, something like that. So anyway, that was cryptic, but it's kind of obvious what that was about. It's about SLGG. So we should look forward to that taking off. And even if it's not related, esports is such a it's a something that's, I wouldn't say it's in its infancy. It's still developing, but the potential is there. The potential is there, and this is the only company that I know of that is making headway in terms of the stock market. And I mean, Evo, you have that, but I mean, we could see really huge things from this company in the next 1 to 5 years, maybe even sooner than that. Okay, so we're going to look at Reddit now. Wall Street Bets coming up next. So here we are in Reddit, Wall Street Bets, where it all began. I just wanted to mention this post here. This man was homeless a year ago. This person, he had $1,200 to their name, and they deposited that first stimulus check. They survived off that. We had another 6 months trying to get unemployment from that, and then he wants to say thank you to us. He took all his money into the stock market, and now they're up to $13,000. So pretty much not by 100%, but 1,000%. So that's amazing. That's a really good story. That's a feel good story right there. Short sellers are down $609 million in Monday's trading alone. I mean, yeah, wow, that's good. Look at this little meme here. That's cute. Okay, I usually don't look at those, but okay, let's go to the next one. So I'm seeing a lot of posts, people sharing their profit porn. They're pretty much, they're not bragging. They're just showing that they're happy about what happened today. Oh man, rest in peace to your dog. Okay. And people are being rescued. These are people who bought at $200 and higher. I'm one of those. I bought at 300 something, but I averaged down. But the point is that, yeah, people are being rescued, and now they're able to trade again. They're able to be happy again. They're able to be positive again. And we're all very high on the stock once more. We're all very bullish, and we're going to keep buying more stocks. So, okay. So I'm going to read the post now on Wall Street Bets. Okay. And one more point is, I noticed a lot of the posts, people bought the stock at a very, very cheap price before the squeeze, before even the very first gamma squeeze. So people had bought the stock at levels under $20. So these are really smart people. And they didn't just buy like a couple of shares, they bought thousands of shares. So these Redditors here are they're very wise. I mean, they're apex investors of them on their own. So I'm very happy to be part of this community. So I'm looking at the rules. I didn't even know there were rules for WSB. So let's look at this. A submission should have been a comment. Okay. Image submissions. If it contains misinformation and no content like SPACs. I think I posted an SPAC and I was banned for a day. A submission that is political. Okay. Advertising, self-promotion, And I think that's it. Okay, so that's their rules. I will respect that from now on. So these Redditors, we are the revolution. We have a lot of buying power. Little did I know, I didn't really realize we were that strong. I work for the railroad, and this rolled in the other night. So that's a nice little image there, graffiti. I'm trying to make that out. I can't really read that. Is that Tendy train? Okay. So I don't know what, I can't read that at all. Looks like a S and a I and a N and a O maybe, Sino. And what's this? Is that a W? S, Z, E? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. All right. So we're wrapping up on Reddit. We're going to read WSBets.win next. And then go back to GME. You'll end it with GME subreddit, which is the best place to go. So this post is essentially saying that the technicals show GameStop is going much higher. Analysis and volume, MACD, and short availability. So the TLDR is volume, MACD, and short availability are all extremely bullish for GameStop. So hold. That's what he's saying. The moving average convergence divergence shows the relationship between the two moving averages. Okay. The crossover occurred when Ryan Cohen tweeted his infamous McDonald's vanilla ice cream cone. And it shows strong momentum and is pointing GameStop to higher prices. Available shares to short. And we can see the shares available have dropped to 600,000. I think this is a fake number. I don't think that's the real number, personally. It's probably a lot lower than that. There are a lot more tailwinds that can catalyze GameStop. This analysis doesn't even consider the possibility of another gamma squeeze or how many shares are now becoming in the money. This will require market makers to purchase additional GameStop shares if they don't have it in their possession. This also doesn't consider the fundamental change in the company with Ryan Cohen at the helm, how to properly revalue GameStop from a traditional brick and mortar to an e-commerce player like Chewy is now. The technicals signify bullishness, and you should continue to hold. Don't be scared with dips as long as the trend is your friend, and that's what's going on. So that's a good post. Thank you very much for that. We'll go out to WSBets.win and see if there's anything worthwhile. Okay, so this post is talking about the media saying, oh, GameStop rose because of this and AMC rose because of this. Well, they're saying the truth is actually because they're underreporting the short amounts. So that's why it's going up. And I lean towards that opinion as well. Deep value update. DFE, sorry, not deep value. I don't know if I can open this another tab and look at this a little clearer. Okay, so he's at, let's see, his value for GameStop, he has a total of 100,000. He bought it for $26. 100,000 shares. He bought 500 for 20 cents. My goodness. And so his total gain right now is 19 million plus 9 and 11 of just cash. Wow, this guy's rich as heck. He's got just 11 million just sitting there. I guess he cashed out, so that's a smart thing to do. He's ready for in case something happens. So he is an apex investor without a doubt. He's the apex of apex investors. He's got 40 million DFE. So wow, good job, DFE. Hopefully I can get 1/10 of what you have. I mean, that's great. 40 million. If I can get to 4 million, man, I'd make it. I probably made it, but he's a king. He's like the Warren Buffett of Reddit. Okay. So moving on to the last one in WS Bets, and we're going to GME. So there are some changes to the GME board. They announced that its board of directors has formed a strategic planning and capital allocation committee. to identify initiatives that can further accelerate the company's transformation. The committee is composed of the following. So, who is Alan Attal? He is a successful e-commerce executive. Okay, that's pretty good. He served as the chief marketing officer of Chewy. So that's great. And Ryan Cohen, we know about him. Let's just read it though. He's the manager of RC Ventures. He previously founded and served as the CEO of Chewy. He oversaw the company's growth and ascension to market leadership in the pet industry. He led the company through its successful sale to PetSmart. Wow, for more than 3.3 billion. Prior to stepping down in 2018, the company is now listed in the New York Stock Exchange, and their market cap is approximately 40 billion. So that's great. He knows what he's doing. That's just a pet business. That's not even video games, which is I'd argue is a bigger industry. It's a much larger industry than to do with pets. Jim Gruby is a successful business and finance executive. More than 2 decades of corporate experience. He was most recently the CFO of Vacasa, North America's leading vacation rental management company. I don't like that too much, but let's keep reading. He was also the senior VP of finance at Hilton, and then a director of finance at Amazon. So, woo, there you go. That's what we need to know. And he served as the CFO at Chewy. So that's also good. So he's Ryan Cohen's bringing all his Chewy bandmates, all his friends from Chewy, over to GameStop to do the same thing. They want to replicate their success with Chewy when they transformed it into a $40 billion empire, and they're bringing that to GameStop, which is only worth, I think, a tenth of that at the moment. But the potential is there. So Kurt Wolf is the managing member and CIO of Hestia. So he worked, again, let's see. He was a co-founding partner at Lemhi Ventures. He worked as a consultant to Deloitte Consulting, the Boston Consulting Group, and he joined the board in 2020. So he's the only one who seems to not have links to Chewy. I don't see anything to do with Chewy here, but you can bet that Ryan Cohen knows the people he's hiring. He's not going to hire somebody that's not qualified. So that's great. We'll go to GME subreddit now and open the best tabs for you, the best posts. Okay, I'm just going to read some of the headlines here. Where is the media on the 41.21% gain today? Nothing from CNBC, nothing from the Motley Fool, Fox, WSJ, Forbes. They don't have your best interests to heart, and that's true. So they didn't mention it too much, except Yahoo Finance is probably the only one that mentioned it. If GameStop reaches 1,000 by the end of this week, I will eat McDonald's inside a Burger King. That's hilarious. If GameStop hits 100K, I will fly up to New York, put on a pair of nice cutoff jean shorts, a tank top that says GME Millionaire, flip-flops, and post up outside of Citadel, sitting in a lawn chair. I'll also bring a cooler filled with tall boys. What's PBR? I don't know what that is. Is that Pabst? I don't know. And share with whatever apes want to join. Fake mustaches being nice. That's exactly what was missing. Did he say sunglasses already? Didn't see sunglasses. DF, he should also dye his hair blonde and be the WallStreetBets mascot. DFE, you first. Okay, GameStop reaches 500K. Sell now, it will crash. Plus 600 whatever percent. You go first. I'll hold. Apes who have hundreds of thousands of shares. Apes who could only afford one. Yep, I'm kind of in that boat of only affording like a handful. Happy International Women's Day. Okay. Technicals show GameStop is going much higher. I think I read that in the Wall Street Bets, the main subreddit there. If you're day trading, you are a B. And these are some predictions. You're going to like this. Let's open that. Photo or video. We're all excited about the upward momentum. Just remember to diamond hands. Even if the price declines steeply, shorts will be making every last-ditch effort to shake people's resolve. We didn't make it this far for $200. Yeah. Uh, do I hear 100K, 500K, 1 million? I mean, if you can only afford one share, goes to a million, you're a millionaire. Congrats. Don't worry. Or if you got two shares, goes to 500K, you're still a millionaire. Or if you have four, and so on. Don't worry. Anyone in GME at 250 to 300, that's me. We're coming to pick you up. Thanks. I know you will. I know it's not an empty promise. It's going to happen. The squeeze is 1,000 to 500,000, maybe a million, but realistically, again, I'm saying 100K. It's probably realistic. Don't worry, we're coming for you. $483. People who bought at 483. I don't want to laugh too hard because I did buy at like 390, so I can't really laugh too hard. We're going to the effing moon. $200 bag holders today. It's been 84 years. Imagine owning a stock that doesn't do 50% a day. You know, every other stock is just like, hey, we're up today, 23%. Oh, okay. I'm 50 and I convinced my parents to let me buy a GameStop. All right, good job. If you had invested your 1,200 on stimulus check on GameStop on April 15th, you would have 44,000 today. Wow, that's a great tweet. Okay, my minus 79 is now minus 8. Yeah, mine is I was at minus 50. I think I'm at only minus, I don't know, whatever. It's a lot less now, but we're getting there. There's not a short squeeze. Yep. And I think we're at the end of it. Okay. Don't worry about paper hands exiting at 200 or even 1,000. Don't let it scare you. I think I read this one yesterday. What's this? A squeeze for ants? I owe Trader Vlad a thank you. So many apes would have sold out if it hit 1,000. Now we realize 1,000's like peanuts at this point. It's going to go to at least, I know it sounds ridiculous, but probably closer to 10,000, as much as 500,000. Again, I'm leaning towards 100,000 as the actual maximum. 500K, I think, is a meme. Hate on me if you want, but I really feel realistically, if I'm being realistic, like you have to be grounded in reality. 100,000 is a possibility. 10,000 is not just a possibility. I think it's like 90% at this point, whereas 1,000 is 99.9% possible at this point. When you realized you could become financially dependent for joining a Reddit community full of apes and memes for a couple of months after years of doing meaningless jobs. Man, this is a cute monkey. I want to make this like one of my mascots. If I could put it like as a little icon or something. That's a cute monkey. It's been around for quite a while. Okay, Patel with another W. With the NASDAQ down, investors are piling into safe haven assets like GameStop. Yeah, that's what I was saying, that GameStop is a safe haven, and so is AMC. Am I happy it's climbing? Do I actually give a... No, this is literally nothing in comparison to what's to come. Remember, the real squeeze will start at 10K. Everything before that is gamma. Agreed. I agree. Cast Adam Driver to play Vlad? The Streisand effect is literally all the DD I need. Yeah, I mean, that's a meme, but no, he's right. That's actually a good point. Life is too... That's what I did. I liquidated a lot of my other stocks just to buy a GameStop and AMC. I was like, whatever. I don't care about this stock anymore. Just give me the money. Show me the money, AMC and GameStop. Okay. Mondays while owning GameStop. It's so true. Okay. Looks like it's all memes from this point. So I'm going to read this one. He's out? What do you mean he's out? He's going to be out for the rest of the week. Wow, okay. That's interesting. I would sell him Monday if I were you. Okay, whatever. 508,000 is the new floor. Okay, I don't get it. Oh, because 420, 69. Okay. All right. There's enough pie for all of us. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to just read this last post and then end with my last words for the this daily update for Tuesday, March the 9th. Oh, the 8th. Sorry. It's now March the 9th because it's past midnight where I'm at. GameStop predictions. You're going to like this. I am redarted. This is my prediction for tomorrow, not today. Okay, so what is he saying here? I predicted that based on DD on Friday, we would see the TTM squeeze indicator fire off, thus commencing a run up similar to what we saw in January. Interestingly, that day that I anticipated the squeeze to fire off, I predicted this because price action was nearly identical to the previous run up. With the gamma squeeze to the flag pattern was actually another day of consolidation. Oh, he was a little wrong. Look at the red dots. Okay, so this is the guy with the red dots and the blue bars, isn't it? Here's where it gets interesting. Below is a screenshot of today's price action, the 4-hour for GME. For those that do not know how to read candles, the bottom wick is the lowest the price goes. The highest wick is the highest the price goes. For green candles, the opening price is the lower base of the candle, and for red, it is the higher. So what does this mean for tomorrow? Well, my honest guess is if history repeats itself and price action mimics itself the way it has been, we will see a gap. We'll see a gap up by open, followed by a massive run. This is tomorrow, Tuesday, the 9th of March, only to come back and fill the gap before treading on through the day. So I'm going to wait for that pullback and buy the dip there. In the second figure, the green box represents the gap up we saw at open on January 25th. Notice how the price came back to the box before continuing upwards. This is called a gap fill. Speaking of gap fills, this is a view of the daily chart. The green box is a gap down. We witnessed last month as the price tanked dramatically. We filled most of the gap today, as I expected would happen, but price rejected the very top of the gap at 211. I expect 211 to act as new support. Ooh, wow. Once that level's passed. So this is a time to buy like right at the open because if that's true, 211 will be support. It's not going below that ever again, or not for a long time, or for a while, until the short squeeze happens, and then all hell breaks loose. For anyone that cares about getting a good price, spoiler, it doesn't matter. Another thing to consider, volume is the biggest driver in stock prices. Yeah, that's true. That's why I look at the volume kings. We open up with that just to see, okay, who's the king of volume today? The volume on January 22 was a whopping 197 million. That pushed up 22.42 points from 42.59 to 65.01, peaking at 76.76. I think that's the price. Today we saw 63 million volume, so only about a third of that, less than a third. The price went from a low of 146 to a high of 210, and the price closed up 39.69 points higher than open on about January 3rd. The volume we observed in, higher than open about 1/3 the volume we observed. So that's crazy. What does this mean? It means we are holding. Because liquidity is low, it doesn't take as much to really push this stock. Just wait till big money starts really throwing money at this beast, and they haven't, in my opinion. Too long didn't read. Price in action is nearly identical in this run compared to the previous run we had, and then they halted the trading and shut it down. They won't do that this time. I don't think it's going to happen. Technicals check out for a nice run tomorrow, but if price action really does repeat itself the way I think it will, we will see a massive run in the morning, tomorrow morning, Tuesday, followed by a retracing to the gap up that will occur in pre-market. Total speculation. Don't listen to me. Okay. Added in terms of actual price predictions, it's really hard to say, nor does it really matter for tomorrow. I believe we can see upwards of 480, assuming we see a similar 140 to 150 increase intraday, that we will most likely retrace during the day. If we gap up like January 25th, it just hold the stock. Okay, this is my prediction for March 9. Okay, I think that's it there. So that's an interesting DD there. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, this is definitely happening. I'm going to take this post with a grain of salt because I do believe it is going to eventually go to 500 and 1,000, but to say that it's going to happen tomorrow, it's a little too I don't know what the word is, but I don't think it's going to happen exactly tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to end with my last words. Okay, so I realized they didn't talk about Roblox, so I'm looking at Reddit to look at the Roblox stock posts. And to be honest, I don't really know much about Roblox. I feel like to me it's like Minecraft. Like it's just something that uh, not part of my generation anyway. It's for the new generation. And some thoughts here is that it's less of a game, more of a game engine and publishing platform. Anyone can publish their games on the platform for free. Users can make money on the games they publish. Wow. And essentially, it's the YouTube of game developers. Players can make their own games on the engine for free and publish on the website. So that's really good. Let's keep reading here. Okay, so this comment says most IPOs start off way too high and drop off. They drop off hard after a month. I didn't see that happen with Dash. I didn't see that happen with a lot of newer IPOs that came out. Usually it's the hype that drives it up. So I don't see that happening. I think if you don't buy it right on market open, you're going to be left in the dust. So I think that's a very, that's a foolish post. I think it's going to go really, really high. It's going to double or not double. It's going to, you definitely make some money off this. And here's a really good post comment. It says here, can anyone buy a direct listing or just an IPO offering? So it is a direct listing. This allows the insiders who own shares to sell them to the public without having to wait 180 days. Additionally, no new shares are created in a direct listing. So that's really good. So the value of the shares won't be diluted in that manner. The stock will be available to purchase just as you would any existing stock. And this is going public on Wednesday. So tomorrow. Not in the morning Tuesday, but the following day. Okay, it's gonna just go through these posts. Okay, so it says here, Roblox delays Reddit meme stock status as direct listing pushed back to March. So that's coming up in Wednesday, 2 days from now. And they derive most of their revenue from in-game purchases and a subscription premium services. So they originally filed plans for a US 1 billion initial IPO back in November. However, they raised funds from private capital, which gave it a valuation of just under 30 billion, and they refiled the documents. So a direct listing means shares in the company are floated on a stock exchange with no underwriters or intermediaries involved, as opposed to an IPO when new shares are created, underwritten, and sold. So that's a much better proposition, in my opinion, a direct listing. So Roblox may have helped drum up investor interest with the revisions to its results, which saw its net loss for the period narrowed to 194 million from the 213 previously stated, while revenues were also revised upward to 613 million. They also reported its daily active user base had increased 82% to 31 million, and the hours engaged was 22 billion hours. To many on the internet, Roblox will not be associated as an investment opportunity, but rather a deep trove of memes, online images, audio, video, and other media that often share jokes, ideas, behavior, or events through online forums, particularly social media. Following the news of the listing delay, Roblox attracted the attention of some infamous Reddit forum, or infamous, which is widely credited with starting the unexpected surge in the share price of GameStop. The forum caused, okay, well, that's all I'm going to read from that. This poster, PNW206TPB, says that basically he's saying, if you assume some crazy growth of 35% a year for a while, maybe up to $50, anyone paying more than 40 is going to fail to make 15%. Given the risk, it's probably safer at $20 to $25 a share. So this may age really badly. I think this this post is going to age really badly. And there's a code name for this stock, and I'm not going to say it. Or should I say it? Basically, no, I won't say it. I'll keep it a secret, but it's right here. You can read. It's right there. That's the code name for Roblox. We don't want the algorithms to find us out. So looks like the stock price will be $45. This is just this is not 100% confirmed, although this site is saying it's confirmed. I take it with a grain of salt, but we'll see if it actually is 45. But at that price, I'll probably pick up 10 shares. Anyone know the opening price? It's not financial advice, nothing else. $45 to open on March the 10th, and maybe 55 to 60 by close. 65 for the 75 for the first week, back to 55 before the end of March. We'll tread water. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. It's going to be an interesting development for this stock. See what kind of story unfolds. Schwab allowing limit orders for Roblox. I was able to set a limit order for $46 a share. Right now, I could only afford 9. This will be a first try for me at getting in on a direct listing. Curious if anybody else has set a limit order. What price are you aiming for? I just put in an order. Okay. You can set it for 45. So, okay. So that's it for today. Thank you for your time. So again, it's all about GME. It's all about AMC. It's all about Roblox is going to look like, I think, at $45. It's pretty reasonable. I don't know if it'll drop below that at the offering price. We could see this go, like they're saying, 50, 60, probably 65. I don't know. It might take a while. It might take a few months to reach a certain price. Could this go to triple digits? I don't know about that. I think it could very well go to, depending on what happens. I mean, it really needs volume. So if there's a lot of volume behind it, it could go to $90. But realistically, at $45 a share, this could very well go to 60. I think it's going to be a reasonable stock. But I mean, it's hard for me to predict accurately what will happen. Yeah, it's hard for me to predict exactly where it will go. But my prediction is from $45, it'll definitely hit 60. I believe it'll hit 60. 70 that's going to be a challenge. We'll just see where it goes. But I think it'll definitely get to 60. Probably in the first week or first month. Regards to Tesla, I didn't really look at Tesla today. I'll just take a quick look at that and close. Okay, so Tesla, as I've been predicting for about a month now, is going to go down to 330 to about $500. And then once it hits that level of support, because I believe support is at the levels before it hit the before it had the split, which is pretty much 330 to 400 range. I don't know why this chart is not displaying properly. Oh, that's why. Okay. So if I go back to, here it is. Here, there's the support right there. If you want to really know where's support for Tesla, and I love this stock, but I have to be realistic about this stock as well. So here it is. That's support right there. Right about, I mean, I could say 300 and be a little bit of a doomer. Okay, I'll say it. 300. 300. It's going to probably most likely hit from 300 to about, what was this, 374? So 300 to, it could very well go to 300 to 400. Previously, I did say 500, but that's looking like it's going to end up at 400 to about three, what is this number here? 300 to 450, just to be safe. But I've been saying for the longest time 300 to 500. I'll bring that down to 300 to 450. My previous prediction was 500. So I'm lowering that down, my forecast, to 300, from 330 to 300 at the lowest. So it's at 300 now. And so that's where we're going to see support, at 300 to 450 for Tesla. So it has to hit that level before it can go right back up to the 900, 1000, eventually break 1000. But that has to happen first. It has to hit this first. And I don't see it going below 300 unless the market crashes. If the market crashes, it could go below that level, back down to like 200, 100. But I honestly don't see that happening. I'm going to just analyze Tesla in the last couple months now, where we saw it go from 900, almost 900 on the January 26th. So it's around GameStop when it exploded. Or is that February? Anyway, lose track of time. So we saw a dip to 807 or 809, 807 area. So we thought, okay, this is the dip. It won't go, this is support, right? And it went right back up. So we thought, yeah, that looks like support. But no, I was saying even back then, that isn't support because it hasn't really been tested. That wasn't enough volume to justify that is the true support. Looking at historical support, again, it's closer to 300 to 450. And then it dipped here. So we're going, oh, okay, this is the real dip. And then the chart saying, nope, that's not the real dip. It's not 700. We're looking at more recent numbers and we're saying, oh, that's the dip, 577. No, it's not that one either. And we look at today, just recently, it's way down. We're at 550. 550. And even closed the trading session at 563. After hours, it's 567. But this isn't support either. Don't fool yourself. That's not support. It has to hit the true support first in order for it to rise back up to, those previous highs. Again, 300 to 450, that has to be met first in order for it to bounce to the previous heights. But it has to go down to this level first. And, the reality is Tesla's got a lot more competition in the game now. They've got Workhorse. They've got, I don't know if Workhorse is really a competitor, but, Lucid Motors is one of the biggest ones. And you have the other Asian manufacturers, but I'm sticking to the American ones. I believe the American EV manufacturers are going to take a slice out of the pie, but also bring more money to Tesla, ironically enough, because when you have a lot of players, competition actually breeds higher quality products and more innovation. When you look at Sega Nintendo in the 90s, that's exactly what happened. And having Sega didn't shrink the market, it actually grew the market. So expect the same thing with Lucid Motors and other similar companies when they start releasing their products and start to see more success. So Tesla is obviously the king of the EV market. Anyone else can pretend to be, the king, but really is Tesla. They're the king of the EV sector. And, Ford or whoever wants to pretend that they're, going all in on this, they're just using it as a, side project and just try to cash in on the fad, when really Tesla's the expert at it and Lucid Motors is going to give them a run for their money. We'll see how that plays out in the next, year to 5 years down the road. So that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for your time. This is Apex Investor signing out, and we'll see you tomorrow.